program that's been carried out on this property for the past 40 years. Baranduda in Victoria's Kiewa Valley is now a mecca for tree lovers interested in the success story of Hugh Whyte and his brothers. The Whytes are highly regarded as farmers with practical tree care ideas that have been proven by time. 76-year-old John Whyte understands all the benefits of trees.
And you could come here when there's no interruption. If you sat under there, you'd see little birds and big birds, all kinds of birds, in amongst the trees and going from one plantation to another. And if the trees are not there and the birds come along, they just keep on going, or they don't come at all.
The red gums on Baranduda feature in a virtually man-made landscape. Since 1940, the Whytes have planted all the trees in this valley, after the original cover had been cleared for milling, mining and grazing.
In those days, people were still clearing the land, and it was a sin to have trees on the land. They were taking the place of where you should have been growing grass. And the neighbours, I know old Alf Jarvis, a dairyman from one of the leading dairymen on the Kiewa River, I used to meet him at the sale, and he used to laugh at me. He said, when are you going to clear that plantation? That's when I put that plantation in over there. He said, when are you going to grub it out?
When the Whytes came here, only a handful of giant red gums were left. They took a special liking to the weeping type that gave extra shelter to their cattle. So they collected seed from the survivors. Today, Hugh Whyte still raises a couple of hundred seedlings each year. No imported trees are used on Baranduda, as 40 years of experience has shown that healthy local trees always yield the best seed. The old containers and shade house have produced thousands of trees over the years, proving that a huge investment of money is not essential for a tree planting program. Rather, time and devotion are the keys to success.
People think it's hard to grow trees, and it's not. It's terribly simple. If you can grow anything in the garden, or if you can grow vegetables, you can grow trees. The one main thing to do is to make them stock-proof.
The Whytes spare no effort to protect their trees of all ages. With hundreds of big steers grazing on the 1,000-hectare property, it's not an easy task. Barbed wire and steel posts abound. But the most ingenious method of controlling cattle is based on simple animal behaviour. The Whytes call their big circles of heavy-duty barbed wire the slope guard. As any farmer would know, you can't strain barbed wire in a situation like this, so it remains loose. That has the added advantage of distracting cattle. As a cow comes in to rub itself against the top wire, its leg hits the bottom wire. It finds it most uncomfortable, so it moves away, leaving the trees to grow. And grow they have over the past 40 years.
We had to do something about it, just for appearance sake, for stock protection, windbreaks, etc. We started this tree planting program and got a few trees growing. It gave us a lot of encouragement to plant more. And that's 40 years ago, and we're still planting them.
Even from the entries we've just seen, as well as the other 290 or so, it's obvious the judges had a tough job in deciding on an overall winner of the National Tree Care Award. However, in the end, they decided it should go to the last entry we just saw, the one from the Whyte brothers in the Kiewa Valley of northeastern Victoria. What impressed the judges so much was the Whytes' program of tree planting, which has been going on for more than 40 years, and their efforts to ensure that the young trees survived. The Whytes' sloping fence for keeping cattle away from clumps of young trees was a unique combination of innovation with a real understanding of the way animals behave. So it was a rather special day for the Whyte brothers when on the lawns of Parliament House in Canberra, the Minister for Home Affairs and Environment, Barry Cohen, presented Hugh and John Whyte with the National Tree Care Award.
Well, John and Hugh, congratulations on winning the National Tree Care Award program, which the ABC is sponsoring as part of the Australian Year of the Tree. As you know, we're wanting to get Australians enthused about planting trees, particularly for the bicentennial, but on into the future. And you've set a wonderful example of 40 years It's not something you've just come to in the last few months or years, but you've been doing it all your life, really, and making up for the desecration that occurred by your forefathers.
Ancestors.
And you've also invented this wonderful guard, which will be an example to other Australians. So congratulations on what you've done, and I want to sincerely thank you on behalf of all Australians. And I'd love you to accept this wonderful trophy, which is, as you can see, is a part of a tree. I hope you'll show it with pride. I'm sure you will.
Well, on behalf of Whyte Brothers, I'm very much pleased in accepting this trophy. We've certainly done a lot of tree planting, but that brings its own reward. Getting trees back on the farm. That's what it's all about.
Well, that's where the real problem lies, isn't it, really, in rural Australia, because so much of it has been neglected over many years, and people are unaware of the fact that the damage that was being done. But a few people like yourself kept up the good work throughout that year, and it's wonderful that you've been able to win this wonderful award and set such a wonderful example to the rest of Australia.
Yes, well, I think the farmers want to wake up and replant their farms. Not just go out the front of the house and put a couple of trees there. Go down to the furthest paddock, start the program there and work in. That's my idea.
Well, you can say things like the farmers ought to wake up. I can't.
No, well...
but as a fellow farmer of a whole lifetime, you can get away with saying that. But I think you're right. Farmers, and I think a lot of farmers are learning now. They are aware of what's been going on.
Well, since this, the ABC's brought this to life, I'm just amazed at the interest that it's created. Inquiries from everywhere, all the time. And that will grow, particularly after this program, I think.
And that about wraps up Countrywide's National Tree Care Award. But there are a couple of postscripts. It's clear from the entries that many people spent a lot of time preparing their submissions, and we appreciate that. Because of the quality of the entries and their fund of practical experiences and ideas, we plan to incorporate them in an illustrated booklet, which will be widely available in the next few months. We'll let you know when. And there'll be another Countrywide next week, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.